Since 2015, Isa started working at Monte Bianco, family-run wine importing company. Since 2021, he became Almaty branch director of Monte Bianco. Our focus for today is going to be Monte Bianco, but also operational procedures and challenges of import. So our three key learning objectives for today. The first one, understand Monte Bianco's role, its operational structure, and portfolio development strategy. Second, we're going to gain insight into operational realities, local partnerships, bureaucratic hurdles, logistics, taxes, tariffs, when importing wines. And third, we're going to understand the consumer behavior in Kazakhstan, identify trends and market opportunities for Italian producers. So let's dive in.
Welcome to Asia Wine Market Almaty Special Edition with me, your host, Roza. In this special series, we're exploring the growing wine culture of Kazakhstan, with Almaty at the heart of it all. Each episode will meet with Italian wine professionals, importers, soms, and producers who are shaping the future of wine in Central Asia. Whether you're a winery looking to expand into new markets or a local expert curious about the market dynamics, you are in the right place.
Hello and welcome to Asia Wine Market Almaty Special Edition. Today I'm excited to welcome Isa Ketebaev. Since 2015, Isa started working at Monte Bianco, family-run wine importing company. Since 2021, he became Almaty branch director of Monte Bianco. So welcome Isa, we're very happy to have you here today.
Hello everyone, thank you for inviting. It's a big honor to me.
And honor is ours. Thank you. Today, the focus of our conversation is going to be the operational procedures and challenges of import. And also, we're going to talk about Monte Bianco and their portfolio as well. And before we dive into our main topics for today, could you please briefly talk about yourself and how your journey in the wine industry began? And first of all, what led you to Monte Bianco?
I've been part of Monte Bianco since the very beginning of its brief but dynamic history, let's say since 2015, the year we received our wholesale alcohol license. At that time, I was studying international trade in China, Beijing, and working part-time in my uncle's company, mostly during university holidays. I was doing all sorts of things, from designing promotional brochures to delivering wine to restaurants. Actually, I still do some of that from time to time. To be honest, I probably wouldn't have gotten into wine seriously if it weren't for this job. In the early years, I took wine courses in Almaty at the school of Artem Lebedev and participated in a few national wine competitions. Most of what I know today came through this kind of experiences. Plus my job, when we import new items, we learn about winery grapes, their use, its appellations, etc. I still remember my first ever wine trip, a summer visit to Sardinia. I must have tasted more Vermentino that week than in my entire life before. We stayed near the coast and every evening felt like a ritual. Fresh seafood, the sound of the sea, and chilled glasses of Vermentino. That trip changed what I thought about the wine in total. I realized it's not just about grape, it's about place. That emotional connection is what really drew me in, and it still drives my passion for wine today.
And you're very lucky to have your first ever wine trip to Sardinia, such a beautiful place.
Yeah.
And also, we must say kudos to Artem Lebedev. He's my fellow Italian wine ambassador, a colleague, and he is one of the people who pioneered this wine movement in Kazakhstan.
Yeah, no doubt he is a big man, big influencer. This man changes our Kazakhstani wine history by himself.
That's true. I think that in the show notes to this episode, I will include one of the episodes with Artem, one of the wine-to-wine sessions where he talks about Kazakhstan wine scene, the wine-to-wine that happened in 2023, if I'm not mistaken. So while listening to this episode, you can also find the link to the episode with Artem. All right, so as I've already mentioned, our focus for today is going to be Monte Bianco, but also the operational procedures and challenges of so. Our three key learning objectives for today. The first one, understand Monte Bianco's role, its operational structure, and portfolio development strategy. Second, we're going to gain insight into operational realities, local partnerships, bureaucratic hurdles, logistics, taxes, tariffs, when importing wines. And third, we're going to understand the consumer behavior in Kazakhstan, identify trends and market opportunities for Italian producers. So let's dive in. So first of all, let's start with your work at Monte Bianco. Could you give us an overview of Monte Bianco's structure, which channels and regions you cover, and also your main role within the company?
Firstly, Monte Bianco is a family business founded by my uncle. We are a small and united team with a clear vision and shared values. And I think that's one of our biggest strengths. We work across both HoReCa and retail segments, offering a portfolio for restaurants, hotels, wine boutiques, and premium chain stores. Our focus is on premium wine boutique selections, wines with character, sense of place, strong identity. Many of our producers are family-run wineries themselves. We see that as a reflection of our own values. Currently, we have branches in 4 key cities: Aktau, Aterau, Astana, and Almaty, covering 9 venues in total, 9 chain stores. I lead the Almaty branch, which plays a central role in our operations. Almaty is not only the largest city in the country, I'd also call it the wine capital of Kazakhstan. Many of the most engaged wine consumers are found. My responsibility is representing our brand locally, building and maintaining strong relationships with clients and partners, organizing events and tastings, helping to develop long-term strategies for brand growth and market positioning.
Okay, got it. And I must add that, as Isa already mentioned, the company was founded in 2015. So this year it's actually 10 years.
10 years, yeah. Jubilee.
It seems like not a long time, but I must say that the company, as I see it, the company is doing quite well. You work as an importer and distributor, but also you've got your on-premise and off-premise spaces too. Okay, let's shift to your portfolio right away. And what is the percentage of Italian wines in your portfolio? And which Italian wineries do you currently represent?
We currently carry over 900 wines in our portfolio, and around 200 of them are Italian. These represent 18 out of 20 wine regions, so our coverage is quite comprehensive. Some of the standout producers we work with include Altesino, Casanova di Neri, Quercibella, La Spinetta, Ferrari, La Tonella, and many others.
Okay, got it. You mentioned that you represent 18 of 20 regions. And could you please tell me which regions you don't represent?
Now it is Valle d'Aosta and Molise regions, but we had a wine from Valle d'Aosta. It was Les Cretes winery.
Okay, got it. And why did you stop importing those wines?
Although the wines are beautiful and not regular to our market, we sold them for 3 or 4 years. We imported small quantity. We pushed them hard, and yet, as I said, they didn't find the final consumers, to say frankly.
Okay, got it.
But we are very happy that we had them in our portfolio.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's not the last time we have had them.
Okay, got it. But we still have to educate the consumers a little bit more so they could see the value of those wines and the wines from that beautiful region. Here's the question for you. What does Monte Bianco typically look for when choosing new producers to work with?
The first criterion is, of course, value for money. Quality has to justify the price. Secondly, we always ask ourselves, would this wine be interesting to our consumers? Sometimes a wine is technically excellent, but doesn't find its audience. It's pity, to be honest. We track global trends, but we always adapt them to local realities. The Kazakhstani market has many players focused on flashy labels or bargain wines. Monte Bianco's mission is different. We want to lead trends, not just follow them. We see ourselves as a part of a cultural shift, more sophisticated wine culture in Kazakhstan.
Okay, and you also mentioned some of the producers. Could you name top 3 best-selling regions in your portfolio?
I think it is not surprise for everyone. First one is Prosecco. Second is Pinot Grigio del Venezia. And third can be some Tuscany wineries.
Okay.
Super Tuscany wineries.
Okay, so super Tuscans. I actually asked this question when I talked to Zulfia from Alma Wine, Ratmir from Kazakhstan Wines and Spirits, also Raman from Mecatrade. I think the answer was the same. And I think next time when I'll be interviewing a person from an importing company, I think there is no need to ask this question again.
Yes, yes.
All right. And now we can move on to partnerships and challenges that you've got importing wines on the market. What are the most common operational or communication challenges you face when working with foreign wine suppliers and especially Italian wine producers?
Frankly saying, we don't face many major issues as long as all the documentation like certificates of origin and other export papers are in order. Things usually go smoothly. Italian producers, in particular, have a lot of experience working with international markets, which makes collaboration with them easier.
Okay. Again, you said there are no major issues, but maybe there is a way to make your partnership even better. What kind of support or maybe a level of flexibility or tools would you like to see from producer side to help make your job as an importer and distributor easier and more effective?
Okay, if I could change one thing, I'd ask for longer term business visas for Italy. That would make it much easier to visit exhibitions and meet with the partners in person, which is essential for building strong, trust based relationships. I understand that it is not in the power of producers, but still, it is one big major issue that I see.
Oh, that is very interesting. Well, actually, before this interview, we talked to Isa in a personal conversation. He mentioned that sometimes issuing business visa for him was an issue.
Yeah, it was a challenge.
Okay, now let's go to Kazakhstan. What are some of the main bureaucratic or regulatory challenges you face when importing and selling wine in Kazakhstan? Could you just walk us through the typical import process, first of all, and give us a rough breakdown of the key costs involved, such as import duties, taxes, licensing, and some of the other taxes?
Yes, yes. The cost structure is definitely significant, except seller prices itself. First, there is logistics, which is a major part of the expense. Then comes import duties, which depend on the specific tariff codes. We also pay excise taxes and the VAT, which is currently 12%, but will increase to 16% next year. In addition to that, we need both wholesale and retail licenses to legally sell alcohol. Products must be certified and labeled in accordance with Kazakhstani regulations. When all is said and done, it's normal for a bottle to reach the shelf at 3 or 4 times the ex-seller price from the winery. That's the reality of importing wine in our region.
Well, yeah, that's true. That is why sometimes it's really hard to justify to the final consumer the value of this wine when, because of all of these costs, the final price is super high in comparison with Europe. And sometimes it's really hard to justify to the final consumer why the same bottle of wine costs one price here, like 3, 4 times more here than in Europe.
That is
Exactly.
true.
And Isa has already mentioned that our government is going to increase the value added tax. That is for sure is not helping the importers and distributors here and also like all of the places that are selling wines to final consumer. And what about the import tariffs on Italian wine?
As I know, there are two import tariffs for European products. They are a bit different. I wouldn't say exactly what are the percents, but there are two.
Okay, thank you. All right, and also I think the exchange rate is a very big issue. So, how does the exchange rate or currency fluctuation impact your pricing strategy for foreign wines?
Yes, currency fluctuations are an important factor in our pricing strategy. We try not to react to every small movement in the exchange rate. Instead, we adjust prices primarily at the point of custom clearance when we actually do the payment. That way, we can maintain more stable pricing for our clients while still protecting our margins.
Okay, and now when we talked about some of the problems, some of the challenges, let's talk about some opportunities. So let's be optimistic and talk about some opportunities. You also import Italian food. So here, I would like to say that Monte Bianco also imports Italian food products. So why do you think made in Italy resonates so strongly with consumers in our country? Is it the quality? Is it the image? Or maybe something else?
Italian brands are very active in Kazakhstani market. Several reasons for that. First is strong support from the Italian Ministry of Trade, Italian Trade Agency. Second, it is a proactive role of the Italian Chamber of Commerce, as I said, yeah. High marketing intensity and visibility, and importantly, they've been present in Kazakhstan for a long, long time. Maybe it is a first European country that started representing their products in Kazakhstan. So, in fact, Italian cuisine in Almaty is even more popular than traditional local food. If you walk around in Almaty, you can see it and confirm. People genuinely love it. That emotional connection helps Italian wines and products thrive here.
Yeah, here I must agree with Isa. That's true. Sometimes it feels like Italian restaurants are even more popular with locals rather than traditional cuisine. Well, sometimes it looks like this.
That is true.
And based on your experience, when it comes to Italian wine specifically, what factors drive local purchasing decisions? Is it the grape? Is it the region, the price point, the producer, or brand?
Normally, people tend to drink what they are familiar with. In the premium category, Super Toscans and Brunellas lead the way. On the affordable end, Pinot Grigios are extremely popular. In the mid-range, Primitivos and Proseccos are consistent favorites. But it's not just about the grape variety or price. The producer's story also plays a huge role. Consumers are increasingly interested in the background of the winery, the winemaking process, and authenticity of the product. People want to know what the wine they are drinking has a story behind it, whether it's a small family-run vineyard with generations of history or producer committed to sustainability and innovations. Branding also helps a lot, especially in the premium segment, where consumers often look for wines with strong brand recognition and attractive packaging to reflect their own taste and lifestyle. So this is a few terms that you must keep in your mind as Italian producer.
Mm-hmm. And you already told us which Italian wines are leading the way on our market. Could you also tell us, in your opinion, which other wine categories or regions you believe could have even greater potential to become more successful here?
Absolutely. There are still many underexplored regions that Kazakhstan consumers aren't familiar with. I believe Piemonte, in particular, has massive potential. Its wines are world-class, yet still underrepresented on our market. Additionally, regions like Friuli, Venezia Giulia, or Trentino Alto Adige also have a lot of potential. These areas produce unique white wines and exceptional sparkling wines, and there's growing demand in Kazakhstan for more diverse and high-quality Italian whites, especially in the premium category. With the right positioning and storytelling, wines from these regions would easily capture the interest of local customers who are increasingly looking for something beyond the mainstream varieties.
Okay, and that's very promising. I hope the Italian wineries from these regions in particular will be listening to our conversation today. It's almost time for us to wrap it up. But before doing that, I've got 3 rapid fire questions for you to summarize our conversation today. So the first one, what's one key thing Italian wineries should keep in mind when entering our market?
They should think long term. Kazakhstan is not a market where you see overnight results. It takes time to build trust and educate the consumers, but the potential is real and the audience is growing fast.
Okay, thank you. If you could introduce one new wine trend or grape variety to Kazakhstan, what would it be and why?
Since the side of distributor, we have the flexibility to import almost anything, and I think the market is ready for some more diverse offerings. Personally, I'd love to see more well-balanced, elegant wines on our market, wines with finesse rather than just power. An excellent example would be Nebbiolo from regions like Langhe or Roero.
All right. And the last question, which is not related to wine. So, if you weren't working in wine, what other profession or industry could you see yourself in?
I think I could have made a decent interviewer. But most likely I'd still be in sales, perhaps selling other kind of products or services. After all, I did graduate international trade.
All right, so actually it can be any type of profession with sales. Okay. All right, it's time for us to wrap it up. And thank you, Sa, for all the insights that you shared with us today. I hope it's going to be a very valuable and very insightful conversation for our listeners to understand our market more and what kind of challenges we face here as importers and distributors, first of all. And again, thank you a lot. Thank you for your time.
It was a pleasure. Big hello from Kazakhstan to all the listeners. Thank you, Roza.
And how could our listeners connect with you?
I have not very professional Instagram, but if you find it, you can text me there. I leave my account information to Roza. I think you can check. And I have email like every other human.
The email can be found through Monte Bianco's official email. Okay, got it. Thank you again.
Thank you.
And have a nice day and ciao.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to Asia Wine Market Almaty Special Edition. Don't forget to subscribe and follow the Italian Wine Podcast wherever you get your pods. And if you are curious to discover more about the Central Asian wine scene, join us at the Vinitaly Kazakhstan Roadshow on July 7th. See you in the next episode. And until then, cheers from Almaty.